My name is Jonathan Thibodeau, and this is a project I've been working on for my Physics 110 class at Wabash College. My goal is to create an automated rabbit feeder, and here's how it turned out. So before I show you how the rabbit feeder works, it's important to explain why I decided to build something like this in the first place. My little sister has lots of rabbits that she shows in 4-H, and with my family constantly busy with school, sports, as well as my parents traveling for work, I thought it'd be nice to have a way to feed the rabbits, even if the family wasn't home. I think it turned out pretty well for the first attempt. Let's take a closer look.
This is the fully automated rabbit feeder design. This hopper will hold 8 cups of rabbit feed, which is good for one rabbit for up to 16 days. 16 days. Right here we have an asynchronous motor that's connected to a switch on the side. You can use an iPhone with an app that'll turn the switch on and off. And then down here we have a connecting rod. It's kind of hard to see. It'll push this block in the front. It'll push it forward and backward when the motor turns, and feed will empty out from the hopper down to this there'll be a shelf here, and it'll push out into the feeder. So I'll go ahead and start it. You can see the feed come out. When the motor makes a full rotation, it pushes the feed off. And then you can go ahead and stop it. And then there you go, you have your feed for your rabbit for that day.
Now we're going to take a closer look at the mechanical fabrication and design of the motor and connecting rod.
So now I'll show you a view from the back to show you what it looks like. Power it on here. And here's your motor that's spinning. Pulls that block back. The feed falls through and then it pushes it off. And then the motor makes another lap and it pulls it back in.
Okay, so now let's talk about some wiring.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about some of the wiring now. So we have a 120 volt wire plugged in here to a receptacle that's ran up to the switch. Right here it splits off. This is your neutral up here, and it's ran back around to the 120 volt asynchronous motor. The red wire, or excuse me, I'll go here first. This is the hot that goes into the switch, and then down here is the red wire that completes the circuit back to the motor. And then down here we have a 12 volt DC converter that runs up to power the switch. The switch is hooked up to your Wi-Fi at your house via a smartphone app, and here it is right here. It's just a test module, and when you power that button on, it makes this motor here spin.
So to conclude, the feeder works pretty well, but there are some design improvements that can definitely be made. A bigger stroke length, using a 12 volt DC motor instead of a 120 volt DC motor, and using landscaping wire would also be a better option for exterior use. After all, this was just a prototype, and these will all be considerations moving forward. Thanks.